this week, the PGA Tour heads to Mexico for the Worldwide Technology Championship. It is the Tour's annual fall event south of the border, being played for the first time at the Tiger Woods-designed El Cardonal course at Diamante Resort in Cabo San Lucas on the southern tip of the Baja Peninsula. So let's take a look at some of the notables in the field. You've got Ludwig Oberg. He is the betting favourite this week. Sahith Theegala and Luke List both won in the fall already. You've got Michael Block. How about that? He gains entry into the field as a section champion and reigning Rookie of the Year. Cameron Young is still chasing that first PGA Tour win. So with more from Mexico, we send it out to George Savaricas.
Well, there's certainly been a buzz here on property with Tiger Woods on site, the golf course architect at Diamante Golf Resort. Woods touring his El Cardonal layout, and we've been following each and every step to see how the 82-time PGA Tour winner is recuperating in that right leg. Here's a video of him navigating the nearby clubhouse staircase. That was on Tuesday, part of a kickoff event for this year's Worldwide Technology Championship, trying to glean if and when Tiger Woods will return inside the ropes. I spoke with one of the players who caught up with Woods on Tuesday, that being Stuart Sink, to see if Woods gave him any insight on how to play this layout. Sink said the conversation went another direction.
I did chat with him a little bit yesterday, but we had other things to talk about. We did not talk about that very much. Mainly, I just wanted to know, like, how's he doing? And, you don't always get a whole lot out of Tiger Woods, but he said that he's started practicing, which I think is a great sign. That I don't know what he's practicing for, but he said he started practicing. So that's means he's in go mode for something, and I think we're all pulling for him to feel as good as he can feel, and if he's hitting golf balls, then I think he's on the right direction.
Sink saying practicing, but what is he practicing for? You would think potentially a tournament in the month of December, either the Hero World Challenge, where there's one spot still open if tournament host Tiger Woods wants to tee it up, or more likely the PNC Championship, which we've seen him play before with his son Charlie. Now let's get to Tiger Woods. The architect spoke with a number of players in the field to get their feedback, as this, like we know, is the first time a Tiger Woods design will test those on the PGA Tour.
I think the objective at a lot of places when you're building a course is not so much like Tiger, if he was to build a course to suit him, maybe an incredibly demanding hard golf course. But I don't think that's the objective. I think one of the tough things you can do, one of the toughest things you can do in building a golf course, is to build a course that is challenging to the touring player, yet playable for the everyday player. And I think he's done a really nice job here. Like the fairways are generous here. A lot of times you can get places. That place we used to be was right up my alley, Mayakoba. I love the golf course, but fairways were not generous there. There were mangroves and hazards on either side. Like I loved playing it. Here it's much more generous, so certainly friendlier to kind of some longer hitters, but friendlier to the everyday player. I kind of think our Pro-Am today will go a lot smoother than it did at Mayakoba. But then you get around the greens, you start to find the challenge, where the approach shot tends to be more important maybe than the drive is around here. So he's created some challenge for the tour player by, one, having enough length. Yesterday I played the front nine, and I felt like I hit a whole lot of 5-irons into greens. But greens were fairly generous. However, certain quadrants of greens you wanted to be on. So I think the challenge comes with it, with the approach shot around here.
My son Reagan and I were talking. He's caddying for me. We were kind of joking, like, you get to a hole and the fairways are pretty generous here, so it feels like maybe Tiger he designed this course during the crooked driving era of his career, and the greens are pretty severe around the greens, so you think maybe he designed it during the excellent short game period in his career, when he knows that everything he designs here he's going to use to beat everybody when he one day competes here.
Yeah, the first thing I think of when it's a Tiger Woods design is that you kind of know that the fairways are going to be wide, which I love. Driving accuracy, I think it's been well documented as the worst stat of my game. So having open fairways is really nice for me. I can kind of use my creativity to shape it into the holes and stuff. But my first immersive golf course I really like it. It's very hilly, no flat lies, a bunch of slopes that you can use to funnel into the greens. Anywhere from wedges on the par fours to, I hit a couple 4-irons today. The wind was a little opposite in the morning today, and there were some really tough par fours on the front. Specifically 4 and 8, I think, were playing really long. But there's plenty of scoring holes as well. And I think Tiger was talking about how he just likes to make people think on the golf course, and the back nine out here is just all strategy. I mean, there's very few drivers, a lot of placement. You need to have good angles, or else, you know, these little cacti come into play, and the way the arroyos and the desert is around the greens. So it's a nice blend of kind of tactical, strategic golf, and then also just, you know, putting yourself in the right spots, because I think there's going to be some really low scores out here.
We can judge him on his golf, if the best, if not the best to ever play golf. So we're going to see if his golf course architecture can hold up as well. I guess the back nine I played today is, there's a lot of options. I know Tiger likes options. It gives you a lot to think about going into greens, whether if you want to use the slope or go straight at the hole, whether you want to play conservative and have an easy up and down, or try to push it to the back of the green or to a tough flag and try to make birdie. He gives you a lot of options.
That sentiment from Keith Mitchell shared by a number of players in the field. As far as what the winning score will be like this week, well, a lot of it depends on the wind. This course is very wind dependent, and it's wild to think a little more than a week ago, Hurricane Otis, a Category 5 hurricane, hit nearby Acapulco. When it made landfall around Cabo, it was between a Category 1 and 2 with sustained winds that were 70 to 90 miles an hour. This week, the wind will be significantly calmer. So, Anna, the pros telling me a winning score should be somewhere 20 under par or potentially even lower.